I ain't no altar boy. I ain't no yes man. No. You ain't no God of mine. No. I don't need your blessings to save.
Well, hey guys, it's David Ridings. Welcome to Crime Time Central Friday. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's Bullycam Friday. Always a good time when we evaluate Bullycams. Bullycam Friday is the Bullycam Friday award goes to Tiburon Police Department, just south of Santa Rosa, California. And it's a small town. There's no excuse. And for those of you just tuning in who didn't watch last night's show, yes, I have a big fat shiner. It's not a glamorous story, but suffice it to say, I'm okay. I was a little dizzy for a day or so, but it's all good. I'm not going to tell the story again. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go back and watch the video from yesterday if you want to know what happened. So today we're going to just get right into it. I just, a former police officer here, defense attorney. Those of you that watch the channel know what my background is. I've been doing this for, 34 years on every side. And I've been in trouble before too. So I've been in the back seat a couple of times, nothing serious, but I know police officers. And I will generally tell you, cops are generally good. I believe that in my heart, that most police officers are good. There are a small number of police officers that go into the job with the specific purpose of getting the power and hurting people. But that's a minority. It's not a systemic problem, in my opinion. I don't believe that there is systemic racism in policing, in my opinion. There is racism in policing. There's racism in anything. Crap, there's racism in our education department now, and it's a lot of times it's reverse racism. I'm not going to get started on critical race theory and all that kind of stuff, but I will say that there is a power problem in policing. There's a bully problem. That's a good layman's term for it. And here at Stand Against Dark Blue, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, which by the way, be sure to go like our YouTube channel. We just launched this channel about 2 weeks ago. So our numbers have been, well, we started with 0, but we've been getting a lot of views. We've been getting a lot of views and some subscribers. And I'm just humbled. And I appreciate you guys sharing our videos. One of our videos got 40,000 views the other day. Which is good for a channel who doesn't have any subscribers. And I think we've got 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We've got a little more than that on Facebook. I think 12 or 1,300 on Facebook, but we haven't been doing this very long, but when we find bullies in policing, we shine a light on it. When cops do good, we shine a light on that too. So this channel is not all about hating on the police. I love the police. I used to be the police, and I respect the police, and I absolutely stand with the good cops against the bad cops. But there's this little thing called the Blue Code of Silence, and that's something that we just try to educate people about. Nothing in life that you have to keep silent is good. And so we denounce the Blue Code of Silence here. We ask good cops to expose the bad cops and police themselves. And generally, cops are willing to do that. We need to give them resources and training in how to do that. But that's for another day. This body cam or bully cam is a patrol officer in California. Just to give you just a little bit of background, it's a small store. And he happens upon this store at 1 o'clock in the morning and he sees people inside. There's nothing at all to give him reasonable suspicion that the people inside this business are committing any kind of crime. In fact, just the opposite. They weren't trying to hide. They didn't run when they saw him. Nonchalantly answered the door. You're going to see in a minute. And I don't know why this cop felt the need to just drill down on these people and exert his power and authority. But this gentleman challenged his authority, which he had the right to do. And the cop didn't like it. So let's just hit play. Let me make it a little bigger here.
Hey guys. You guys, I've never seen you open this late.
Yeah.
Are you just restocking?
No, just doing our thing.
Just doing your thing? What's your thing?
What's up?
First question, what's your thing? Are you just doing some restocking? No, we're just doing our thing. What's your thing? I'm sorry, officer. Is there a problem? I don't answer questions by the police. That would be my response, which is his response is very similar to that. If the police knock on your door and ask what's your thing, you should say, I'm sorry, officer, have a nice day. He really, this business owner should have just kindly shut the door and locked it and went about his business. That would have been the most challenging to this bully because this bully wouldn't have had anybody else to argue with. And the degree to which he escalated it would have really, it would have been to his detriment because clearly, I mean, what's he going to do? Call for backup because there's people inside the store who don't look like they're doing anything wrong. The only fact here that this officer lists as a reason for his suspicion is the time of night. And that's just not good enough, folks.
Well, I've never seen anyone in the store this late.
Is there a problem?
Okay, baby.
No, just chill, chill. Is that a problem?
No, sir, there's no problem. I've never seen anyone in the store this late. I wanted to come check in, make sure
There's
everything's
no
okay.
problem going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys restocking the store?
There's no problem going on.
Why are you here so late?
It does not matter.
It does matter.
To who?
To me.
Why?
Because the store's never open this late.
Is it your store?
No.
And then what? If it's not your store, what's the problem?
I'm making sure that everyone is okay
There's
down
no
here.
problem going on. So if you have a problem, you let me know right now if there's a problem.
I just want to know why you guys are here so late.
It does not matter.
It does matter to me.
It does not matter to me. So
does.
if you have a problem, you tell me right now if you have a problem.
I don't have a problem, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know why you guys are here so late.
It does not matter. That's what I'm telling you.
It does to me. Can you take it?
Then clearly you have a problem. I don't have a problem, sir, except for I'm just nosy and you're not answering my questions because of that stupid Fifth Amendment thing. You know, you have the right not to talk to me, but it really miffs me when you don't talk to me. It makes me mad. And so I don't really have a problem, but just answer my questions and bow down to the badge. Come on, give me a break. Makes me mad. Move on, officer. There's not a problem here. And clearly this man is within his rights just to be left alone. Don't push it. Why in the world are you pushing it? There's no forced entry. There's no broken window. There's no broken door. There was nobody that called the police. Maybe nobody needs the police at this location.
Your hand in your pocket, please.
But he just won't let it go.
It does not matter to me.
It does to me. Can you take your hand in your pocket, please?
It does not matter to me.
And I know I'm getting challenging on these, a little more challenging than I used to be. I would have said, no, I'm not taking my hands out of my pockets because I'm in my own store. And you've got no reason to be here questioning me. Have a nice day. And I would have shut the door.
Okay. Why are you guys here so late?
It does not matter to me.
I don't care, sir.
If you have a problem, call your chief of police, call whoever you want to call.
My supervisor's already on his way.
Yeah, call him. Tell him to come talk
He's
to me.
coming. Or one of you own the store?
Huh?
Do one of you own the store?
It does not matter. I'm not going to answer your question. If you have a problem, you tell me you have a problem.
I have a problem with you guys being here so late and you not telling me why.
Is it your store?
No.
So you call your supervisor, tell him to come here.
He's already on his way.
Okay, so when he's here, knock the door, tell me he's here. Is that okay?
Okay. Can you just tell me why you guys are here?
It does
I'll let
not
you
matter.
go.
Call your supervisor, tell him to come here, and then...
Do one of you two own the store?
no,
or have any reason
do
to
not
be here?
talk to anybody else. Talk to me. You're talking to me right now.
No, I'm talking to all three of you because all three
You're
of you
talking
are
to
in the
me,
store.
sir. Okay? You're talking to me. Call your supervisor, let him come here.
He's already on his way.
Okay, so when he's here, you let me know.
No, why don't you come out here for me?
No, I'm not gonna... Do you have a problem with me?
I have a problem with you three being in the store right
Is
now
this
and
your
not
store?
telling me
That's why I'm
why.
asking you.
This town is my duty to protect.
This is... I live...
This is my town. This is my town. This is my duty to protect the town. Please answer my questions. Let it go. Just let it go. You've already carried it too far, honestly. Well, he hadn't put his hands on anybody. So that's, I will give him the benefit of the doubt so far because he hasn't stuck his foot in the door, which I have very specific cases where that has happened. Police officers knocked on the door, person opened the door, realized that the police were there. They didn't want to talk to them. They kindly said, no, thank you, and went to shut the door. And the officer stuck his foot in the door. And as soon as he stuck his foot in the door, the client was in the process of shutting the door. And then the cop bumped the door and it knocked my guy in the eye and he kind of fell back. And then the cops, then he pushed back on the door and it was, then it was resisting arrest. No. The cop doesn't have the right to break the plane of the door. And so I will give him the benefit of the doubt here because he didn't do that. And that's what I was actually expecting when I first watched this video. So
Here, do not tell me about whatever.
That's fine.
Okay.
Where do you live?
I do not... I'm not going to answer your question.
where do you live? None of your business. Or maybe he lives there. I don't know. Maybe he lives above the store.
When your supervisor is here, you tell him to come talk to me.
Okay, he's already on his way. Can I tell him who you are?
So I do not have to talk to you.
You do have to talk to me.
No, I do not have to talk to you.
Yes, you do. Because it's 1 o'clock in the
About
morning
what?
and you're inside of a store and you can't tell me why.
It does not matter.
I would have done the same thing if you were over there at the candy store or wherever.
Dude.
So I don't know why that makes any difference. He's like, even if you were at that other store, which doesn't have Yima on it, and I don't know if that's the way you say that word, but clearly the people in the store are black people. And this is a white officer. And this guy feels like it's going in, or he's being harassed because of his race. I don't know. I don't have any other evidence of that, but we might have a little bit of evidence of that coming up. You be the judge.
Can you tell me who you are?
I'm not going to tell you who I am.
Why?
Because I'm not going to.
Why?
Because I'm not going to. Who are you?
My name is Isaac.
Isaac. And then what's your problem?
My problem is there's 3 people in a store at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Because
and you can't tell me why.
there's 3 people in the store. What's the problem with 3 people being in a store?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, sir.
And what's the problem with that?
People aren't usually in stores at 1 in the morning.
And what's the problem with that?
Because you can't tell me why you're...
So your supervisor's going to come tell me what the problem is.
Let me put it this way, sir.
Yes.
If I was walking around that store at 1 o'clock in the morning, not in this, would you think it's odd? Would you think that was odd?
If you are doing what?
If I was in a store at 1
Now
o'clock
I'll
in
be
the
minding
morning...
my business.
Huh?
I'll be minding my business.
I would think that's a little strange.
I'll be minding my business.
I'd be minding my business. Well, the cop's business is to protect the stores and protect property. And I get all that. Maybe I give him knocking on the door to see if everybody's okay. Hey, you guys okay in there? Yep, we're okay. All right. Have a good night. Because it is unusual to see somebody in the store at 1 o'clock in the morning. I can see him walking up to investigate it. But when you see the people in there casually standing around the counter, I don't know, maybe having coffee. I'm not sure what they're doing inside there. It looks pretty innocent to me. Just at, well, I won't say first glance because it's actually Monday morning quarterbacking when you're looking at a body cam like this, but it looks pretty innocent to me.
I'm not going to tell you anything. You're going to bring your supervisor, you bring your supervisor.
He's coming right now. He's right here.
So I should have turned that off. JJ says, can't police get trespassing like others? No, honestly, you can't charge police with trespassing. But there are some things that you can do civilly if they do violate your civil rights, which we're going to see a lot more of in the coming days. You're going to see cops and more police departments getting sued as time goes on, and some jurisdictions are actually doing away with the sovereign immunity of police, so they could potentially get sued. But good question.
Here.
Okay, you tell him to come talk to me.
He's on his way.
Okay, where's your supervisor?
He's right there.
Okay, tell him to come then.
Okay.
Yeah. Supervisor, how are you doing?
That's right. How are you?
You came, 3 of you guys. What's going on? What's the problem? There's 3 black people in the store. What's the problem? What's that?
So it's 1 o'clock in the morning. There's 3 people in the store.
There's 3 black people in the store. 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
what's the problem?
There's 3 people.
There's 3 black people in the store. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What's the problem?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and
Yes.
you never have any activity at the store at that time.
Okay.
Is this your store?
So what's the problem with having 3 black people in the store?
You keep emphasizing black people. That's not
Yes,
what this is.
yeah. You cannot tell me you don't see that. You see that 3 black people in the store. What's the problem with that?
I see 3 people in the
I see
store
black
at
people
1
in the
o'clock
store.
in the morning.
I see
1
black-
o'clock in the morning. This
Okay.
street's closed up at 9 o'clock at night. There's
Okay.
nobody here.
Okay, so what's the problem?
That's the problem.
Okay.
This street closes at 9 o'clock at night, and there's
Okay.
never.
This street closes at 9 o'clock at night, and you're not allowed to be in that business. Seriously? Come on. JJ says, what about mite stickers that work at the Dollar Tree from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.? No cops came, asked us. Not at Walmart store, but those are all big box stores like grocery stores stick at night. So, I mean, yeah, cops don't typically go to a big box store when they've got people in there late night stocking. And again, this is a really small town. There's nothing to do apparently in this city. So these cops are just, I don't know. Bless their heart is what we say here in the South. They just don't have anything better to do than to go trouble the poor black man who happens to be in his business at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I know there's not any other evidence of racism here, and I'm not saying necessarily yet that it's a racial thing, but you're going to see another piece of evidence in just a few minutes that it might be racially motivated.
Anybody in here.
Okay.
This isn't regular business hours. There's
Okay.
no customers in there.
Okay.
Is it your store? That's all we want to know.
You
And that's really none of your business. So I don't have to answer that. Have a nice night and shut the door. That's what I would have done. I wouldn't engage in this back and forth with these cops. Of course, it does make for good Friday Bullycam video. And there was somebody inside the store actually videoing this, and they put it on their Instagram after all of this was over. So it did go viral for obvious reasons. But this cop's getting pretty angry, and he's kind of showing his colors here a little bit.
want to know why?
I want to know what you're doing in the store at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. If I tell you it's my store, then what?
Then show me that it's your store.
I do not have
I don't know. Maybe prove it's your store. Yeah, that comes next. If you say it's your store, then I'm going to want you to prove it's your store. Anybody else troubled by that? Honestly,
to show you nothing. If I tell you it's my store, then what?
We're just
I do
trying
not
make
have to prove anything to you.
Is this
If
your
I tell
store?
you if it's my store, then what?
Aren't you glad we're looking out for your store?
I am glad you're looking out for my store, but if I
Okay.
tell you it's my store, then what?
Then you should be grateful that we're being as diligent as we are to look out for the street. That's all we do.
Okay, it's my store.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you identify
Have a nice night.
I
yourself
do
as
not
an
have to
officer?
identify myself to anybody. It's my store. So, okay, then what? Yeah, exactly. So it's my store. So what?
Can you prove that it's your
I
store?
do not have to prove anything to you.
Actually,
sir.
you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. And here's where the little power trip thing, their ego gets bigger than the law. Okay. And then it's like, you can't tell me no. I'm a police officer. Actually, yeah, you do have to tell me who you are. No, he really doesn't.
To who and to why?
Oh my God!
I do not have
Yes,
to prove
you
my
do have to
existence to
prove
you.
who you are.
I do not have to prove my
You
existence
are
to
in a
you.
store
Yes.
after hours when the
Yes.
stores are closed
Okay.
on this street all night.
Okay.
This last store that closes is Sam's Anchor Cafe right over there, and
Okay.
it closes at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
There's 3 people in the store in the middle of
Okay.
the, excuse me, I'll put this on now.
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
There's 3 people in the store in the middle of the night. We are
Okay.
doing what we're supposed
And I don't know if you caught that. He actually stopped to put on his mask. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put my mask on here because I don't want to infect you with COVID. I'm surprised they didn't make him put a mask on.
to do. We're looking out for our community.
Okay.
That's all we're doing.
Okay.
That's it.
You're looking out for my community. That's
Yes.
what you mean to say.
If this is your store, you're part
No,
of
not
our
that if
community.
this is my store. I've already told you it's my store. Don't use the word if.
Okay.
I've told you it's my store.
Okay, then we're looking out for
don't use
your
the word
community.
if. Okay.
Do you want us to look out for your community,
do
or
want
do you
you
want
to-
us to let anybody just walk in here at 2 o'clock in the morning and steal all your stuff?
I want you to look out for my community.
You sure?
Yeah,
Because you
of
don't
course.
sound like you're very grateful.
No,
You
no, no.
sound like you're very defensive.
No, I do not sound defensive.
Does anybody ever have anybody else have trouble with this man's tone? I mean, I have trouble with his tone. And he's getting really angry and agitated. And that's a symptom. That's actually a sign and a symptom of a bigger problem. And it's a problem that we have not in all police, but in some police in this country. We have a power problem.
Really?
Hey.
Come on now.
Calm
You're
down.
being very defensive.
No, calm down.
My
Calm
officer
down.
is
Calm down. Good statement there. Calm down.
doing
down.
his job.
Your officer's not doing his job.
Yes,
Your
he
off-
is.
Yeah, listen.
Yes, he is.
Listen.
He is doing his job.
Man, that's exactly what I did. I knocked and asked if you guys were
Yeah,
owner
but
or
did the
restocking.
alarm go
or-
off, though?
I didn't know you had an alarm system, sir. I just got here.
Sir, we're supposed to
drove
look
by.
out for this neighborhood.
There's a
That's what
sign
we
here
do.
that says Red Roof Security.
Those
What do
are
you
a
mean
dime a
you know?
dozen, and half of those aren't even half of those don't have active alarms with them.
Okay. All right. So I want to wrap up this conversation. We're wasting time. So what's going on? What's up? What's the next step?
Prove
Can
to
you
us
just-
that you have keys
How
or
is
a
my
way to
store-
get
okay,
in the
okay,
house.
wait.
There you go. That's a perfect thing.
I just asked
I
for
don't
that.
know. Okay. Look,
You know
look,
what? Put
wait.
the key in the door, and we're out of here.
Put the key in the door.
Put the key in the door. If,
I asked you
if
if you
this
had
is your
keys.
store, you have the
Not
key in
even
the
if
door.
I'm telling you.
There you go.
Stand back, please.
There you
Do
go.
not raise your voice at me.
Put
okay?
the key in the door,
Don't
we're
raise
outta
your
here.
voice at me. Just chill. I'm gonna put my key in the door.
That's his store.
What's that?
That's his store.
Thank
thank
you
you,
very much.
sir.
That's all I need to know.
Dude knows
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you for your time.
Can you put the key in the door?
So did you notice that? Some random white guy across the street says, "Hey, that's his store." And that's all they needed. Well, that's all the supervisor needed. Because the original cop still got ego issues and he's still not comfortable being told no. And they were about to get some satisfaction here when they made the guy stick his key in the door to prove that it was his door. Even though there's no forced entry, he did have to unlock the door when he opened the door for the police. So he was able to get in there and lock the door, which means that he had access to the store, which means that it's probably his store. I know, deductive reasoning for some people out there, especially you liberals who don't, it's probably his store. Mr. Police Officer. But he wasn't finished demanding that this guy cave to his authority. And the guy almost did until the guy across the street yelled that it's his store. And then the guy's like, that's it. That's all. That's it. All I needed. Thank you. And he starts to walk off, and the other guy's still lagging behind.
Key in the door, please.
Huh?
Can you put the key in the door, please?
I'm not going to put the key in the door. He already told you. The chief of police is walking away. That's your supervisor.
Okay,
He said walk away.
We're good.
He says it's his store. That's good enough for me.
He says it's his store. That's good enough for me. And again, remember, it's just some random white guy across the street that says it's his store. He didn't offer any proof that it was his store. He didn't offer any proof of his authority to say that it's his store or his basis of knowledge. You got 3 black people in a store at 1 o'clock in the morning getting harassed until a white guy across the street says, hey, that's his store. I call that evidence of a problem. And I believe that this one was racially motivated. And I believe these 2 officers need to be fired. I believe that, well, fast forward, spoiler alert, they do both resign. One of them is the chief and one of them is the sergeant. And both of these officers resigned from their position as a result of this investigation, or an investigation about this complaint. However, both of these officers can just pop up somewhere else. I think that the investigation needs to be handled by the state licensing board for police officers. And I believe that their license to be police officers should be suspended. If you can be a bully like that to somebody, now, granted, they didn't put their hands on him. They didn't hurt him. They didn't force him to the ground unnecessarily like they did Mario, and just a terrible video of the homeless man that they basically put in cuffs and put to the ground and ended up killing. Just as bad as George Floyd. In this incident, they didn't put their hands on anybody, so I will give them that. But they have shown their colors, and their colors are dark blue. That's what we identify as dark blue, in my opinion. And I think people like that need to be fired. If you can expose a bully in policing by way of his own camera, I think he needs to be fired. I don't think that, depending on the situation, I don't think that people should be getting multiple chances after they've proven that they will violate somebody's civil rights in the name of a swollen ego. And that's what I think we have here. And we've got a problem in policing. I don't think it's systemic racism. I'm not saying that. I do think that we have racism in policing, and we have power and aggression problems in policing. And I think it's time that something be done about it. And so that's why we're here. We shine a light on bullies, and we also shine a light on good cops too. If the cops do something worthy of praise, it will be on this channel. And if they do something worthy of criticism, it will be on this channel. Because we stand against the darkness here, and we invite you to do that with us. Hey, listen, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody, and invite them to like this channel on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks, JJ. In Fargo, we have a nepotism where a racist police officer was hired after police stations would not hire him. Yep, those kinds of issues do exist, and that's why we're here. We're here just to shine a light on it. I appreciate you watching and being part of the show, JJ. If you're watching on Facebook, go to YouTube and like us on YouTube at Stand Against Dark Blue. And if you're watching on YouTube, go to Facebook and like and follow us on Facebook. And then we'll just build a big old following, and together we'll be able to make some change. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you probably tomorrow. Have a great night.
Wow.